Hello everybody and welcome to another Journal with Me video. In today's video, I am going to be using some supplies that I have in my shop right now. So I've pulled a bunch of these vintage papers from a few of the different kits that I have. I've got a map kit, a ledger paper kit, a dictionary paper kit, a vintage paper kit, just a bunch of different old papers that I have in various different kits in my shop right now. So, a lot of what you're seeing, or everything that you're seeing, is papers that I pulled from those specific type kits. So, this ledger is actually inside my ledger paper kit, which actually has a ton of different style ledger papers, and it's just really, really fun. I actually have been wanting to do this for a while and just never got around to doing it. And I decided to actually play with the paper that I love and give you guys an opportunity to see how I would create with the papers that are included in these kits. So it's fun. I know sometimes it can be difficult to see a bunch of supplies and maybe you're not really sure how to use them. You know, this bingo sheet has definitely been an issue for me, and I use it in this video. And just a bunch of these different papers. There's some old like receipts in there, and some of these things, they just, you look at them and you're like, how on earth am I ever going to use them? And I challenged myself to pull the supplies from the kit, from various kits, and show you how I use them and how I enjoy, these papers. All of these papers I source, I find them, and I put them together in these kits for you guys, and then I put them in my Etsy shop. So it gives you guys an opportunity to get your hands on some of the same things that I play with. And I love doing it. I really, honestly, I only do it because I care about the community that I am associated with, and I am constantly getting messaged asking where I find my old papers and where they can find them too, and I find them locally. I have a lot of really great antique shops close to me, and I have made friends with a lot of the different vendors and made them aware of the things that I like. And so when they're out and about hunting for different things at estate sales or huge shows and stuff like that, they kind of have an idea of what I'm looking for as well. And so my bounty becomes your bounty when I put them together in these kits for you. And I've also been asked several times how I use them, how I use these papers, and how I get ideas for that. So I'm showing you exactly how I'm doing it. So the biggest challenge I noticed in the vintage paper pack was the pink automotive receipt paper. Sorry, I just had a hiccup. And it is from like the 80s or something, so it's not like super old, but it's cool. I love the color, and so I just tore apart where it hadn't been written on, and I'm using it as a layer. So you could use the opposite side of it if you don't want any of the writing on it at all. And I'm using a bunch of the different colored paper, like that blue paper on the left hand side in the middle is actually just from an old antique guide, and I loved the color of the paper, and so I just used the color of the paper, not really what's typed on it, as the base for what I want to be there. So that's how I get my mind around it. If I like the color of the paper, I just use it as a base layer and get over what's actually written on it. So this is actually something that I just picked up this weekend, are these old traveling maps. And I opened it up and I saw that there was like a Florida corner, and I was just like, oh, perfect, because I was just going to tear like a random spot. But it actually worked out perfectly because my husband and I got a little date day in, and I felt like it was kind of appropriate to kind of document, our Florida little area. So it was fun. I thought it was appropriate, and I really like the way it turns out. I love those vintage store tickets, the little trading stamps that the stores used to do back in like the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. And I love them. They're definitely one of my biggest obsession and collectible things. And then I just tear another part of this dictionary page and just put a little tiny bit. Sometimes I'm thoughtful and mindful about the words that I want to be there, but for this particular thing, I just use it as another layer. I'm not concerned about the definition that's showing at all. So another item that I really struggled with are these bingo cards. I have a ton of these and I like to include them because, again, there's a bunch of different colors. And if you like the color of the paper, you could easily just turn it over and not even use the bingo card. But as a way to challenge myself, I just left the bingo card side up so that I could see it. And it's just an easy way, like I said, to challenge myself to use something that I might not necessarily find easy to use. So yeah, pretty much all of these things I was finding it difficult to figure out how to use, and in the end I do it and I think it looks really fun. So I'm really excited. So if you're interested, obviously I will leave the link down below. If you like some of the things that you're seeing, this is literally 1% of, probably even less than that, of the things that come in these kits. I really stuffed them full. I sourced some things. I pulled a lot of things out of my own personal collection. So these are things that I truly love, and I'm putting them in these kits to share with you guys. So I hope that if you're in the market and you're interested and you want to get a hold of some vintage papers, that you don't mind checking it out, because I would love to be able to send you something fun and beautiful in the mail. So other than that, I hope you guys are all doing fantastic. The weather has been really great here the past couple of weeks. I know I talk about the weather all the time because that's what old ladies do. But when you live in Florida like I do, the weather really does become the major part of your daily conversation, because you have to be aware if it's going to rain on you all day or if you're going to melt if you go outside. It's just part of living here. So yeah, that's like a standard. How are you guys all doing? I really have enjoyed the interaction that I've been getting in the last couple of videos. I really love that. I love being able to see your guys' comments. I may not reply right away or even at all, but I do read them. They go in my email and I read them every time. It's just really hard to find a minute to kind of talk and really like engage, but I do enjoy getting those messages a lot. So quickly, I'm just adding in some postage stamps, and I do want to say, as I was doing this, I was not at all being picky or finicky about finding the right stamp. The only thing I was worried about was choosing the right color and the right size. I wasn't being picky about the image at all. Sometimes I really overthink that, and I overanalyze the kind of stamp that I want to use, but I did not do that, and you can see here I'm just literally picking one up out of the bin and sticking it down, and I really love that. I love being able to have that freedom to not overthink things and to just enjoy the process and enjoy the moment. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple spread, pretty simple layout, but I wanted to show you guys how I play with something that I actually sell. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. If you have any requests for anything you want to see, or any type of new videos, please feel free to let me know. I would love to be able to add some new and different content in that caters to what you guys are wanting. And I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I would encourage you to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Like this video so YouTube knows that you like these types of videos. And I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Bye!